Hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. I am your resident intuitive baddie, and I'm coming at you with one of my favorite readings to do, inner child reading or highest self, because I do believe that your highest self is your inner child, the unwounded inner child. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do it differently though. I really want to try to make this as short as possible. So I think I'm just going to use maybe one or two for to be like the clarifier or like the overall. And then I'm gonna go into maybe five-ish tarot, pull five-ish tarot. I'm not gonna clarify each one, and then I will just get one or two of the Starseed Oracle just for last messages. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. But yeah, I find it so fun reading with these cards. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get two. And try. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I'll do it after. Um, okay. So we have triangle and brown. I'm low-key upset that we didn't get a character card. I will be grabbing some gemstones just to get a sense of the read. Oh, this is literally the same as the last reading. But I'm going to put them in different spots. So we have amethyst, which is all about higher consciousness. We have opalite, which I actually can't remember. I'm going to have to look that one. Oh, it's about transition and subtle communication or communication of the unseen. We have chrysocolla, which is also for, or not also, it's about expression. Ooh, and green adventurine, which is a heart alignment stone, also looked at as the stone of opportunity. All right, so we are starting off here with triangle and brown. So this triangle is like, oh, what color is this? This is like, it looks more blue, but it's more, would this be turquoise or is it aqua? I think this is more aqua because I believe turquoise is more green, whereas aqua is a little bit more blue. And this does look a little bit more blue. This triangle, oh my God, what is it called? It's, I think, an equilateral triangle, if I'm not mistaken. One second. Yes, equilateral triangle. So that means that all the sides, all the angles are equal. And threes are about communication. So this has to do with equal com- equal communication. There might be some sort of dynamic, something coming together with community, I want to say. And um or like an equal kind of equal team, or you might be coming into a team of people who are equal to you, or you're all bringing in an equal amount of energy. And the team thing is reinforced by this mitt here because this is giving baseball mitt. Um, Brown is like grounded. It's earthy. So you might be getting together with some people who are who are going to be a part of a team with you. Yeah, you're entering a season where you're going to be doing something in a team. And this is so interesting because I had a conversation with somebody today. Um, and yeah, we were talking about forming almost like a team and just jumping into doing a practice together because I guess to make a long story short, there's this dude who he and this other girl have been doing some experiments with with some uh I don't want YouTube to flag me. Um I'll just say it. I psychedelics, and I was telling him that I'm into doing that too, and we all have different modalities that we are bringing into that kind of practice. So it's kind of like a beautiful, harmonious thing. Um, and something that he said to me as well was that he had at some point had talked about how community is important just because um, having support, having other people who understand, who can support you. And what I'm getting with the mitt is like people who will catch you when you fall. So there's something beautiful going on, something beautiful that you're about to be a part of if if you haven't already gotten the opportunity. Let me just move these over here. And yeah, let's get some more with tarot. Okay, so I'm looking for 4 or 5. One more. Okay. So, Two of Wands in reverse. Two of Wands typically alludes to making a decision whether to travel or not, or where, or it's kind of like a should I stay or should I go type of card. And and so in the reverse, sometimes I like to look at the reverse as actually making the decision. Is that what I feel like this right now? I actually decided to look it up because I wasn't feeling that it had to do with making a decision. So in the reverse, it typically alludes to poor planning or just really being fearful, I guess, about making a decision on moving forward. And then you have the Five of Cups, with which the Five of Cups I typically think of as the crying over spilt milk card. And in this deck specifically, actually, sorry, I should have brought them up. But okay, now that I can, or now that I've said it. So I typically think about this card as the crying over spilt milk card. And in this deck particularly, it's like these three are already empty, and it's just like she is crying over the spilt milk so much so that she is just spilling more. And it's like, yeah, she has this other one, but it's like, and then it's pulling this magic into the void. And for some reason I'm like seeing an image of my child having a tantrum right now, kind of like almost as if, like as if I told her that these three were empty and she wanted to use these cups, but these cups are already full, and she's having a tantrum and just spilling this one out. That's kind of what it's giving to me. But I'm also drawn to this energy. Oops, I'm so sorry again. This energy that's drawn from her, and it's just like going down with what she's spilling into this abyss looking thing. I wonder what that is down there. Light at the end of the tunnel is what it's kind of giving, even though this isn't a tunnel. How interesting. But yeah, of course she's not having a tantrum. She's just sad, or she just looks sad about it. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So the Queen of Cups is typically somebody who is in emotional flow. It's the I feel like the most in tune queen in terms of feminine, or the ultimate feminine when it comes to the queens, just because be like the feminine is all about flow. So the Queen of Cups is somebody who is in divine flow. But of course, in the reverse, that would signify then not being in flow and maybe not trusting your intuition, not trusting your emotions, even. Maybe this feeling of sadness, maybe this is something that you've tried to shut off with that Queen of Cups in the reverse. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Knights or Wands, all about passion. Knights is like a younger messenger energy. Always, I kind of like to think of this as like a free spirit, just because she's so happy. She's connected with music, and it's like she's dancing, and like the horse is dancing as well. And horses do have a symbolism when it comes to freedom. So it's kind of giving me like this message of freedom and being free within your passions. And then you have the hermit. So, I mean, going back, and it's funny because like the hermit is in kind of like a similar color to this triangle, being it as like this more aqua-y color. But the hermit is all about going inwards and not isolating, but like separating yourself just so that you can follow your intuition a little more clearly, or so you can just find yourself more. All right, so reading it all together, I think I think you've been in this period of, I'm hearing with the 2 of Wands in reverse, doubt about where you're going. And you might have spent a lot of time sulking about it just because you've had to shut off your emotions almost, in a way. But at the end of the day, you feel most free when you're doing things passionately. And for some time, you've been doing it alone because I guess that was the safest way for you to really explore your passions. I'm getting that this is just like, this has been the energy up until now, but this is what is happening now. This is what you have been preparing for in being, or since you've been in this isolation period. I don't know how long you've been in isolation for. I'm going to assume quite some time. I'm going to assume that you needed to calibrate to your own energy, your own passionate energy for some time. And again, nights, so what what I've heard other readers say is that nights are kind of like um I want to say almost a step down from kings, or it's like a similar energy, but like a level down almost. So I think in order for you to become kind of get into that king energy or that like mastery energy, you're going to ooh, there's a signal in there for you. Life is honking at you. Um, but there is a level of mastery or upgrade that being in this triangle, being in this kind of group energy is going to allow you to elevate whatever it is that you're doing, to actually get yourself into the field and strengthen whatever knowledge it is that you have so that you can actually lead. um it's like I what's coming to mind right now is that knights are about protection, right? They're about protecting the kingdom, protecting the fortress. And then in a king energy, like the king is leading from within that fortress. So you're moving. I'm feeling this movement into being able to do that, but it can only come from this collaboration that you're going to be a part of, which is very beautiful and definitely what I'm feeling for myself. And yeah, I did say that I wanted this to be short, so let's go in with the star seed. And ooh, that all paths lead home. I think I'd like three this time. Is this two? Wow. Yes. Okay, so we have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north, and activated earth. Power places, ley lines, trust where you're led, which is home. Okay. All right. So, what I love about this card is just the fact that it's about circles, right? I'm not entirely sure if it's a spiral. I don't, oh, it's like a maze. Ah. Oh yeah, I never noticed that. Yeah, like these rocks are actually a maze, and like the maze is leading to the middle. Okay, we had a motorcycle go by. That's a fast moving energy. And she's just kind of like in this bubble, it looks like. So yeah, you've already been doing this. You've already been turning your gaze within, following your intuition. And I think even though the card shows that she's kind of like on the outside of the circle, like I think you're closer to the inside already. Or maybe, oh, there's something about the inner circle. It's like you found your inner circle. And now, even though she's alone in this, it's like you are in this card. It's like you're almost able to explore more of your inner authority by being in this new inner circle. So you're not for everyone. If you are feeling any type of resistance to this type of energy, it might be because maybe you have faced um the the word I'm hearing in my head is ridicule, um for just being you, because it says here to embrace your weirdness, but something I'm learning really quickly is, or not quickly, but something I've been learning as of recently, is just that weirdness is not weird in certain rooms. So, oh, I'm seeing this like this meme. I think it's a meme. Some a post I saw on Instagram where they said take your ideas into rooms that I don't think it said don't find it weird, but something to that effect where it's like if you take it to the right rooms, it's going to be read right. So that's what I'm getting with this card is just that when it says you're not for everyone, it just means that you might have been in the wrong rooms and now that you're in the right room, like the right rooms will support you. So, yeah, you're not for everyone, but that doesn't mean that there's no one out there for you. And that's what you're about to be learning in this season of your life. Then we have activated earth, power places, ley line, trust where you're led. So it kind of gives that same vibe here where it's like if you're led to certain places or you're led to there are just certain places that are going to activate you more than other places, or there's certain places and certain communities that are going to be able to support you and what you're doing better. And I'm thinking about or what not thinking, sorry. I'm what I'm kind of seeing in my mind because I have I would say three communities that I have entered recently that are more spiritually based. And there's one in particular that I know is going to be very beneficial specifically when it comes to my businesses or my spiritual practices. And it's not that the other ones aren't supportive, it's just that they are supportive in different ways. They're supportive on my path, but there's one that is specifically supportive when it comes to just my practice. And it's just like everybody's really collaborative there. Everybody is doing their own, or everybody that has their own modalities wants to do things together. And what I'm understanding from this card is there is such a place for you as well, whether you have already found that place or you're about to stumble across that place. So, yeah, this is a very beautiful read. I am happy for you. I hope this resonates. I'd like to say that if you wanted to work with me for coaching when it comes to maybe the emotions that you had to shut off or in really cultivating this identity that is going to support this next chapter in your life, link in the description. Or likewise, if you would like a one on one reading with me and you want to get something that's a little bit more in depth, whether it's on this energy or a different energy, something else that you might have a question for, or even if you just want a general lead, also link in the description. To find me. And if not, I want to say thank you so much for listening. I hope this reading resonated with you. And until next time, goodbye.